This is my home. This is my kitchen. This is my family. Tilly. Jack. Holly. Megan. And of course, my wife Tana.
You may think you're the busiest person in the world, but over this series, I'm going to prove it's still possible to cook stunning food at home. My rules are simple. Home cooking has to be easy. It's got to be fast. It's got to be delicious. So, if you think you can't cook amazing food at home, think again. These are the only recipes you'll ever need.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Everything I know about cooking, I've learned through hard work, drive, and passion. From the age of 17, I made food my life, and it's fair to say that since then, food has been the making of me. But the sort of cooking I made my name with, intricate dishes made with the world's finest ingredients, is a million miles away from the food I grew up on. For the first programme in the series, I'm updating some of the home-cooked dishes I absolutely adored when I was a kid.
First up for breakfast, a classic from my childhood. Stunning baked beans with fluffy potato cakes. Next, a modern take on my favourite childhood lunch. Fantastic fish fingers and an irresistible chip butty.
My mouth is salivating.
And I've got competition in the kitchen as Mum helps make dinner.
Dad, shouldn't Nanny be doing the cooking because she's the better cook?
Excuse me.
When I was a kid, this was my dream dinner. Super comforting shepherd's pie with peas and carrots, followed by a steamed date pudding with butterscotch sauce to die for.
Let's get this show on the road, come.
This is my ultimate childhood food. Breakfast, lunch and dinner. First, a breakfast to really set you up for the day. Easy homemade spicy baked beans with deliciously light potato cakes.
The first big thing that I remember as a kid was bacon and beans. So this is like a little rendition, except we're using the most amazing pancetta. Ernie, come on, psst, disappear. Go and chase some mice. Now, pan on, get nice and hot. I'm gonna turn these beans into glamorous beans. Pancetta into the pan. Lightly season that. It's cured, so it doesn't need that much seasoning. Now, start frying off that pancetta. It's amazing how the individual tastes of baked beans, they're somewhat bland, so I always like to make them a little bit more spicy. So, a nice, finely chopped chilli with the seeds. Chilli in. Now, a bit of garlic. Crushed. Phenomenal. Get that bacon really nice and crispy. Fry off the chilli and the garlic. And then onions.
My top tip for dicing, finely slice downwards. Slice across, then cut down to simply dice.
Bacon, onion, chilli, garlic. That flavour all contained in that little pan. Once you've sweated the onion off, a little bit of sugar in there. The brown sugar will start to caramelise, darken, and enrich it as well at the same time. That looks beautiful. Now, a couple of tablespoons of cider vinegar. Deglaze the pan. It's got that really nice, powerful kick to it now. Spice that up with one of my favourite seasonings, Worcester sauce. Bring that to the boil. And add your passata, pureed tomatoes. Turn that down.
Simmer the sauce to reduce, then add in the classic baked bean, haricot beans. You can buy haricot beans dried or canned. They are packed with protein and have a lovely soft texture.
Turn down the heat and let the beans absorb all that beautiful, spicy tomato sauce. And just let that simmer now. 5 or 6 minutes.
Now for my potato cakes. They're a fantastic way to use leftover boiled potatoes and are so easy to make. I'm making a simple potato dough by adding flour and butter to the mash.
That gives it that nice sort of cakey texture. And it goes from this leftover ball potato to this nice, light, floury potato heaven. Take a nice spoon of potato, lightly flour your board. We're going to fry these crisp on the outside and just nice and fluffy in the centre. Now, get your pan nice and hot. We'll start off with olive oil into the pan. Now, put the butter around the outside because it starts heating up. By the time it goes into the centre, it's almost sort of nut brown. Gently. Turn it over. Love that nice, light, crisp. They look beautiful. Now, take them out. Oh. Potato cake in the middle. And a nice, beautiful spoon of beans. Growing up with beans on toast as a treat, still to this day, after all those years, has not changed my love or attitude for beans, especially cooked like that.
My smoky, spicy, homemade baked beans with light and creamy potato cakes, comfort and satisfaction on a plate.
Coming up, I'll be showing you more of the food that made me the man I am. But first, here's a closer look at some of the key ingredients you'll need to shop for to make my ultimate lunch and dinner.
Starting with pollock. I grew up on whitefish, like cod and haddock, but today I'm using pollock. Whitefish like pollock has a wonderful, sweet, firm, flaky flesh. Pollock's so versatile. Bake it, batter it, cook it up in fish pie, or even cut it into strips for my fish fingers, which I'm cooking for lunch. Growing up, I ate tons of lamb mincemeat. It's generally from less expensive but tasty cuts like neck and belly. You can use lamb mince in so many ways, in Middle Eastern koftas, or mix with mint for a twist on a traditional burger. But as a kid, I couldn't get enough of shepherd's pie, and I'm making an amazing version for dinner. I ate potatoes almost every day as a kid. I love them. But remember, it pays to use them properly. They come in 3 types: floury, waxy, and all-rounders. For mash, fried or roasting, floury potatoes like King Edward's are brilliant. For boiling or salads, use waxy potatoes like Charlotte. If you want the best of both worlds in your kitchen, go for an all-rounder like Desiree. I'm using them to make incredible oven chips next.
When I was growing up, food in Britain was somewhat different to what it is now. No one had heard of organic. You couldn't even buy avocados in the shops where I lived. Paris kitchens might have been cooking nouvelle cuisine, but it certainly hadn't made any inroads round our way. My ultimate lunch when I was growing up was very plain, pretty trashy, but I still love it now and again. Fish fingers with a delicious chip butty. The secret of a good chip butty is in the potato. Now, these are Desiree potatoes. One of my first ever jobs was working in a chip shop. I used to put sacks and sacks of potatoes into the rumbler, which was then the potato peeler, all day long. Today, I'm gonna do something a little bit healthier.
For my oven chips with a twist, simply peel, slice, and blanch for 3 to 4 minutes. Drain, season, and cover well with paprika. Spread evenly over an oiled baking tray and place into a preheated oven for 20 minutes. Simple as that. Next up, easy fish fingers.
This is pollock, a really nice, firm, delicious fish. Cut the fish in finger-size battens of fish. Put them onto your plate and just lightly salt them. You can do that literally 20 minutes, 30 minutes before you start cooking the fish. It firms the fish up beautifully. and it allows it to become a little bit more durable, especially in the pan.
Now for the coating. Start by thoroughly coating the fish in seasoned flour.
And then just roll it to get rid of those little sharp corners, because then it stops those corners almost burning in the pan. In to your egg wash and really coat them. Wonderful. And then this is dill. Goes brilliantly well with the fish. And run the dill through my breadcrumbs. That makes it more aromatic. Lay them onto your breadcrumbs. Nothing wrong with the chip butty, nothing wrong with fish fingers. Just give it a lovely modern twist. Beautiful.
Once the fish fingers are thoroughly coated, they're ready to pan fry. And they'll need around 3 minutes on each side.
I want the fish fingers to be nice and crispy. Get a really nice colour on them first, and then we'll flip them over and finish them with butter. Bring the heat up into the pan. A nice little knob of butter. That'll work wonders with the breadcrumbs and the dill. Nice and carefully. Take them out. They look and smell incredible. Stay nice and crispy.
Now to assemble my chip butty, starting with buttered, thick, crusty bread.
Get your slice of bread. Mop up that amazing flavour. On. Slice in half. Never slice in an angle. My mouth is salivating. Beautiful. On with the chip butty. There's one thing missing, and it signifies that I've never forgotten the joy of comfort food. But my God, that makes me feel like a 9-year-old. Now, excuse me for one moment, will you? I want to stuff my face.
Homemade fish fingers and my ultimate chip butty. So simple to make, but trust me, it tastes amazing.
When I was a kid, there wasn't a lot of spare money in our house to spend on fancy ingredients, but Mum was brilliant at what she did, let me tell you. So we had really tasty, hearty food, great cakes, amazing puddings, all made with the freshest ingredients. That's right, isn't it?
Yes. Let's get this show on the road. Come.
We're cooking the kind of food Mum always dished up, starting with a family favourite, steamed date pudding with a glorious butterscotch sauce.
They weren't called desserts in those days, were they?
No, it was puddings, yeah.
Puddings. Now, I'm going to sieve the flour. Would you
I'll chop here, shall I?
chop those dates, please?
It was a favourite, wasn't it?
Amazing. Sew it in. OK. But it was almost like an old-fashioned dessert, wasn't it,
Yes.
steamed?
And everything was sort of steamed. You had jam, roly-poly.
So the zest of the orange makes that really nice and fragrant and sort of helps cut that richness to the suet. OK.
Yeah.
Brown sugar in.
This is such an easy recipe.
It is.
Looks fantastic on the table.
And then treacle.
Treacle in. Oh, look at that.
There's something quite magical about a spoonful of treacle. Can you add them in there, please? Thank you.
Will do.
And crack an egg. Lightly whisk it and mix that into the milk. If I pour in the egg and the milk, would you give that a little mix up, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. Nice.
Nice and slow. Don't go too fast.
You see, I always used to think that it was an old-fashioned dessert, steamed pudding. Do you ever remember me tumbling around your knees, trying to sort of get in there?
Yeah, so you like to lick the bowl, didn't you?
All the time.
Yeah.
Now, lightly grease the mould.
You're always willing to help, but not with washing up. Some things never change.
I think I was allergic to the soap.
That was your excuse. Kids will enjoy this tonight, won't they?
Delicious. Paper. That goes on. So the secret behind the parchment paper is to keep that nice and tight.
Tight, yeah. There we are.
Good. Now, oh,
Hey, wash my hand.
come on.
Tightly cover with foil and place in a pan of water and let it steam for around 2 hours with the lid on.
Are you going to wash up, Gord?
One more, please.
Eh?
Say that
Just
again.
for once, wash up. Mr. Ramsay. Oh, dear goodness. You let that smash.
Mum, you handed it to me and you dropped it. Come on.
I didn't drop
Whilst
it.
Mum forces me to break the habit of a lifetime,
Dear, oh dear.
That's the thought of you washing up. It does that to you.
here's how to make an amazing butterscotch sauce to serve with the pudding. Add butter into a pan, brown sugar, golden syrup, and a pinch of salt and vanilla seeds. Melt and combine over a medium heat. Stir in the cream and simmer until thickened. That's the taste of my childhood in a jug right there, and it will keep in the fridge for a week. Now for the main course, my all-time favourite, shepherd's pie.
What's the secret behind a really good shepherd's pie?
I would think the vegetables you use in browning it.
So we're going to use leeks and onions and I'll start browning off the mince. You know, no colour, no flavour. I've never forgotten that, you know that?
Yep.
So,
Got to have colour.
got to have colour. Otherwise, it puts that grey tinge on the shepherd's pie that looks
Makes it-
greasy and cheap and nasty.
We don't want that, do we?
And I know you don't do cheap and nasty. Let me clear your peelings, Nan.
All right, thank you very much.
There's no nails in there now, is there?
No, don't be cheeky.
I remember your amazing shepherd's pie in that lovely little restaurant you used to work in Sheep Street in Stratford-on-Avon. So you never got food sent back?
No, sometimes they complained that there wasn't enough.
Come on.
No, I'm telling you.
You never, ever got a complaint?
No,
How long did you work at that restaurant for?
6 years.
6 years.
Dad and Nan.
Oh, hello,
hi,
Tilly.
Tilly.
What are you cooking?
I'm going to make, OK, a sort of modern version of Nanny's shepherd's pie.
Dad, shouldn't Nanny be doing the cooking because she's the better cook,
Excuse me.
right?
Mum,
Tilly.
would you chop our onion, please, darling?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, your eyes are going to water.
No.
Daddy, what's in this pot?
Sorry?
What's in this pot?
In there, we've got a delicious steamed treacle and date pudding.
That's for supper,
I got a
Tilly.
joke for you. How do skeletons call their friends?
How do skeletons call their friends? I'm not too sure.
On the skeleton.
On the skeleton. Tilly, come on.
And, OK, so two cats are in a race. One is called 1, 2, 3, and the other is called Under Trois. Who won?
Don't know, Tilly.
Depends who's the fastest cat.
1, 2, 3, because Under Trois cat sank.
Oh, goodness me. Tills, why don't you make a nice cup of tea for Nanny?
Do you want me to disappear?
Thank you, darling.
Bye.
So give that a little fry off, OK? Nice. Poor Tilly's jokes. They get worse.
Oh, she's only having a bit of fun. Worcester sauce.
Worcester sauce. That's going to give that really nice, spicy seasoning.
Ouch.
Thank you. Oh,
That's hot.
you OK?
Yeah.
Tomato puree in.
You could put a tin of tomatoes in this if you wanted to.
You could, yeah. Put that mince back in there once it's drained. I'm just going to put a little touch. I know you'll go crazy at this. A little touch of red wine.
I wouldn't put that in.
Brilliant.
But why the red wine?
Well, because I'm going to make it nice and rich. OK. Reduce the red wine down.
Yeah.
And then start covering your mince with your stock. Now I'm going to bring that up to the boil, OK? And then get some fresh rosemary, OK? Like a little taste?
Yes, please. Is it hot?
It's a little bit hot, be careful.
Oh, I don't like the wine. Sorry. Oh, God. Aye?
As it cooks out, the wine and the alcohol will disappear. It'll be delicious, trust me. Now,
God.
spring onions we'll chop up,
Yeah.
and that's going to go through the mashed potatoes that's going to sit on top of that
That's
nice,
I like that.
savoury,
Yeah.
delicious mince that's laced with all that red wine. Nice. So spring onions into there, please, Mum. And I'm going to drain off the potatoes.
Hi, Dad.
Hello.
Oh, hi,
Paul.
Jack. Hi, Holly.
Hello.
Hello, Jack.
Have a nice day at school.
Yeah.
So we're going to dry out those potatoes and then mash them.
No. Oh, can I mash them?
Would you? Holly, slice a little knob of butter in there for Jack, please.
So what was the restaurant you worked at then? Were you a chef?
Cook.
I love the diplomacy. Were you a chef? I was a cook.
Nanny, did you teach exactly that?
Not really. They used to help me when I was little,
Right.
like you kids do.
Now, potatoes,
These are nice and fluffy, aren't they?
aren't they? And do you know what, Mum? Look, delicious mashed potatoes
Yeah.
with no lumps in there.
Hey, what are you getting at? Hey?
It's great having you back in the kitchen, Mum, you know that?
Yeah.
Huh? Seriously.
Brings back good memories.
Now, just...
Why'd you do that, Dad?
I just want to fork it to get it nice and spiky. So I want that nice crispy topping. And then lightly grate that cheddar cheese on top. And that goes in the oven, literally 20 minutes, 180.
20 minutes.
Jack, could you open the door, please, bud?
That looks lovely.
Doesn't it? Even though you said you didn't like it earlier. OK.
Back in the day, Mum's meals all came with 2 veg, and this is no different, but with a modern twist. Braised peas and carrots with a fantastic homemade mint butter.
Shepherd's pie, glazed on top,
That looks lovely, doesn't
doesn't it? And then the carrots.
Oh, seeded carrots.
That's why I didn't put carrots in. Let's put them on the side.
I see.
Last job before serving, pour that gorgeous butterscotch sauce over the pudding.
I'll take one at a time. That smells incredible.
This is my ultimate childhood dinner. Shepherd's pie with crispy cheese champ topping, sweet buttery peas and carrots. And a steamed date pudding dripping in butterscotch sauce. All that's missing are the family.
Megan, Jack, Tilly, Holly.
Hello, now take a seat.
Shall I dig in?
Pass the plates over, guys.
So, Nan, is this your recipe?
This is Nan's
No.
recipe, but modernised. Mum, how is that? There
It's
we go.
very nice, but
You
I
didn't
can't
like-
taste the wine.
No, that's right. So give it a chance to cook out, Nanny. Do
Wow, that's amazing.
you like it, Tills?
Yeah, Nan, you did a good job.
Excuse me. Nanny's recipe revamped.
Well, I had a sneaky feeling that you might have been sitting down and letting Nan do all the work. I think we got a new chef in the kitchen.
No wonder it's so delicious
Yep.
today.
On that note, cheers to Nanny. Nanny, thank you for coming. Good to see you. You were brilliant, by the way.
You still didn't do the washing up.
There are loads more great home cooking recipes on my app, Cook With Me. You can find it in the App Store. Good luck.